Let me tell you a fact that's going to be uncomfortable to hear. Right now, at this exact moment, there are people less talented than you, less educated than you, and less experienced than you who are further ahead in life. And it's not because they're lucky or because the world is unfair. It's because they decided, and you are still thinking about it. If that hurt, good. Sit with that for a second, because this video is about to explain exactly why that's happening inside your brain, and more importantly, how to stop it. So, let me start off by explaining what overthinking actually is, because most people have it completely wrong. We think overthinking means we care too much. We think it means we're thorough, detail-oriented, that we just want to make the right decision. We sometimes wear it like a badge by saying, "I'm just an overthinker." But here's what it actually means. Overthinking involves thinking about a certain topic or situation excessively and analyzing it for long periods of time. When you overthink, you have a hard time getting your mind to focus on anything else. It becomes consumed by the one thing you are thinking about. Psychologists call it rumination, the mental habit of replaying problems, conversations, and decisions over and over without ever reaching a resolution. So if you've been calling yourself an overthinker like it's just who you are, I need you to stop. Because what you're really saying is, I've learned to be afraid of making the wrong move. And that is something you must unlearn, because chronic overthinking doesn't just steal your time. It actually physically changes your brain. Yale neuroscientists found that chronic overthinking actually shrinks the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for decision-making and rational thought. The more you overthink, the worse you literally become at thinking clearly. It's a trap that tightens the longer you stay in it. Then comes cortisol. Every time you sit in a spiral of, what if I fail? What if they judge me? What if I make the wrong choice? Your brain releases cortisol, the stress hormone. Think about that person you know, maybe it's you, who spent 6 months planning to start a business, a YouTube channel, a fitness routine, 6 months of thinking and 0 months of doing. That's a brain stuck in a cortisol loop, protecting itself from a threat that doesn't even exist yet. And you know what the scary part is? It feels like progress. Your brain rewards you just for thinking about the thing, so you never actually need to do it. And here's the part that nobody in your life is going to tell you, because honestly, most of them are stuck in the exact same loop. There's a psychological concept called the Zeigarnik Effect. It was discovered by a Russian psychologist named Bluma Zeigarnik in the 1920s, when she noticed that waiters could remember every detail of an open, unpaid tab, but the moment it was paid, they forgot it completely. This is due to the fact that our brain likes to obsess over unfinished things. Every decision you haven't made, every conversation you haven't had, every goal you haven't started is an open tab. And your brain is running all of them simultaneously in the background. It's like having 47 browser tabs open. Your device slows down and your thinking gets foggy. And you don't even know why you feel so tired all the time. And here's the worst part of the Zeigarnik Effect. Thinking about the decision doesn't close the loop. Only action closes the loop. So the more you think without doing, the more mental bandwidth you drain, and the harder the next decision becomes. This is why overthinkers feel exhausted doing nothing. This is why you go to bed having been busy, but having done nothing meaningful. Your brain was working overtime on problems it was never going to solve from inside your head. Now, you might be wondering what can actually be done to stop this loop of overthinking. And so I'm not going to do what every other video does and just tell you to think positive or just take action. That advice is useless without understanding why your brain resists it. So let me give you what actually works. Step 1, name the loop. When you catch yourself replaying a thought for the 3rd or 4th time, say it out loud or write it down. Literally say, this is an open loop. The act of naming it activates your prefrontal cortex, that is, the rational brain, and it pulls you slightly out of the emotional spiral. It's a small step, but powerful. Step 2, 2-minute close. Give yourself a 2-minute decision window, not because the decision needs 2 minutes, but because your brain needs a deadline to feel safe enough to act. Multiple studies have shown that when humans have no deadline, we delay indefinitely. When we have a deadline, even an artificial one, we act. So set a timer, decide, and move. Step 3, just perform the first move. Don't think about the whole gym routine. Just put your shoes on. Don't think about the whole conversation. Just send the first message. Your brain stops the overthinking loop the moment it detects motion. It doesn't need a perfect plan. It needs proof that you're moving. The goal is not to think less, but to think clearly. And thinking clearly always ends with a step forward, no matter how small. You already know what you need to do. You've known for a while. The only thing standing between you and that version of yourself is the next 5 seconds of courage. So you need to stop thinking and start closing loops. And if this video was the open loop that finally made something click, share it with someone who needs to hear this today. And if you struggle with getting work done and endless hours of doom scrolling, watch these videos put up on the screen. It's time to take action. See you with the next.